What's up, everybody? This is Shaban, and welcome back to My Kid Play for another installment. And today we're going to be talking about MATHLAND. This game is, as you might guess, is appropriate for children. There's not going to be any drugs or violence or, profanity or anything like that. It's clearly directed at children. But with a name like MATHLAND, you know that it's not marketed to children. It's marketed to parents, right? I mean, you're not going to have like a kid be like, "Hey, Mom, can I have a game? It's called MATHLAND." I doubt it unless your kid... If your kid is like that, don't get them MATHLAND. Get them like some other game that's like, even more boring. No offense. All right, so anyways, so this game is classified as an educational entertainment, right? It's, in other words, edutainment. There's a lot of games like this. So I'm guessing you're here not because you want to decide if this game is like appropriate for your child, but rather you want to decide, like, is it even worth the money? Like, what is this? This is a huge waste of time. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's just cut to it. This is going to be relatively short. This game is really not MATHLAND. That's kind of a misnomer here. It should be called Arithmetic Land. Because if I do this sale thing, you'll see that pretty much the most of the game just fits into this particular gameplay loop, which is just a bunch of math facts and memorization. So, like, for example, let's say that I choose this, times tables, right? And that's what the most of the game is going to be. It's just these tables, right? It's just memorization, like multiplication facts. Stick around, though. Okay, I know you might be like, "Oh, I'm going to, I got all I needed to know." No, stick around. I've got some tips to tell you. So you can see it's just like multiplication table. I feel like I'm smurfing this game right now. It's like, this isn't for you. Like, I'm getting too many telescopes. Or what do you call those? Monoscope? They're still telescopes, right? And if you say something wrong, like it reduces your time or something like that, there's really no actual punishment, though. Like, I can even quit early. Like, look at this. I can quit early and it's still like, hey, look, you still get everything that you got up to that point. I'm not sure if that's like the lesson you want to teach your kids. Quit early and you still get everything. I guess that's how jobs work, right? You can quit like, 3 hours into your job and you still get paid for those 3 hours, right? But I don't have to go into the addition, subtraction, division, and comparison because you can imagine like these are all the same. And that's basically it. Like that's what you get. That is the educational value of it. Just memorization. And I don't want to say that's nothing. Like, that's not nothing. That's something that's very important. That kind of just quick memorization, kind of like memorizing, your friend's name. Like if your child, each person needs to be able to, I'm going to say each person, like it would be helpful for each person to be able to just pull out, the answer to one of these simple multiplication problems without thinking. It should just be memorization. Just like you can point to a tiger and be like, "Hey, that's a tiger." You don't need to think about it. You just know it's a tiger by looking at it, right? That's an important skill. Sure. So you know what? If your kid is one of those kids who just won't do their math facts, just won't do their multiplication table, I guess this is a tiny little bit of sugar to help the medicine go down, so to speak. Tiny bit, but not much. Okay, let me show you the sugar, all right, to help the medicine go down. See, you run around, no offense to the developers, this is obviously not AAA content here, even very well made indie content. Again, no offense, I don't think that's what the game was supposed to be, but the controls are kind of flimsy. They, your kid's not what was that? This 8-directional movement, the animations are, not the best, as you can tell. Very cool. And there's really not, you die and there's a little ghost thing, which is a little bit weird for a game like this, but that's fine, It's not a big deal. Like I said, that's the extent of the violence. There's really nothing much to be afraid of here. But you can tell that there's really no... this game is not punishing at all. I lost all my hearts. It didn't even say game over. It just took me back an inch, right? So this game is very accessible even for like 5-year-old. They can get through this. Actually, like 5-year-old and a 10-year-old probably it's like just as easy. That is to say, it can be equally frustrating. Like, you know, it just, you know, you're not getting this game so that you're tricking your kid into having fun. Like, they're not. The fun part is the multiplication table, frankly. And look, you get to this. Okay, like, I guess you might, if you're sensitive to this kind of thing, you might be like, that old guy, is that he's supposed to be like, is there some kind of weird cultural appropriation with his like beard and the robe and stuff? I don't know. You'd have to be pretty sensitive to that to be offended by that weird little wizard character. And look, like, there wasn't even any real fanfare whatsoever. It's just like, hey kid, do some math. All right, 3 times 4 is 12. Like, you can screw up so bad here. Oh, I just clicked that. I meant to screw up there. Wrong. I mean, no consequences for doing anything wrong here. And so that's actually one of the issues, potentially, because, like, even a 2-year-old can just, like, press random buttons until they win. Tell me how I know. So yeah, it's a game for everyone, even for kids who have no clue what they're doing, because they can still win. See, like, look at that. Come on. Just, I can tell before I even jump. There's some basic collection, like, hey, look, collect that coin. There's no math benefit to doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just platforming here. So, it's really not, like, yay, collect the coin. Look, I gotta collect it. There's no point in it. It's entirely arbitrary. It doesn't help me with math whatsoever. And it really wasn't very interesting. What did I die? Did I die from fall damage, or was that water? I couldn't even tell. All right. Very cool. Hey, what's up in the chat? All right. That's it. That was that. You can tell that, again, the only meaningful gameplay loop here is just going into those math tables and doing memorization problems. It's really not that big of a deal. So if you came along this far, let me tell you like a couple of tips to kind of get the most out of this game, and like what I recommend to go from here. If your kid is somebody who really struggles with multiplication tables and just refuses you tooth and nail to cooperate, you can just throw this game at them and be like, hey, you know, you can play this game. I'll give you like a freaking chocolate every day that you do, you know, 10 minutes of math zone, you know, or something like that. Eventually, I think they'll pick up them generally, but not even necessarily that much. These, like, I forgot to mention this whole like enter your age thing. I'm not even sure this actually does anything. Like, I can even say my age is 1. It's not like it's suddenly, I still have to read. It assumes like a 1-year-old can read, I guess. Like, look, I just set my age to 1 year. You see what I'm saying? Like, this game isn't like super well polished. Again, no offense to the developers. Like, I get it. I'm gonna go right back to the multiplication tables that I showed you originally. And it's like, help, please? Help with what? Like, what? How am I helping you? This is, like, don't even bother. Look, it's the same problems. Like, there's nothing about this is like, how is this any better for a 1-year-old? Like, what? Anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna collect my darn telescopes and move forward. All right, so this is what I recommend. If you really want your kid to just get better at mental math, and it's not just memorization and arithmetic, then like other games are just they're gonna be just as effective or more effective. Like if you get them an RPG, I'm not talking like some action RPG where you don't even look at numbers very much, but like one of these actual, you know, RPGs, role-playing games where there's full-on, you know, stats and bonuses and like equipment and, you know, damage and all this kind of stuff, and all of it's by the numbers. It's like, if I do this, then it multiplies my damage by 1.5. If I do that, then, you know, it gives me 2 daggers, and each of them have like a DPS of like 33. You know what I mean? They're gonna do the math. You know what I mean? Or they'll get an intuition for it. That, or play like, you know, real-time strategy, if anyone plays those, right? Like, you know, StarCraft or something like that, where they are looking at their upgrades for their like little units and stuff, you know, and they're seeing how much something costs and like how many minerals they're going to collect per minute, or those games, they're gonna develop this arithmetic skills. Like this MATHLAND doesn't do much more than arithmetic as far as I can tell. Very, very basic like algebra. But in the same way, you're gonna get very similar type of cognitive development playing numbers-based games like RPGs and other types of like games that just involve a lot of numbers. Really mostly RPGs and real-time strategies. Say in the comments if you think there's like another kind of game that you feel like just kind of exercises that mental math. Something else, I guess, is like if you want to throw in some bonus learning here, you can change the language. Look at all the languages. That's cool. You know what I mean? If you want your kid to learn Spanish, it's like, ooh, I'm not Italian. I'm gonna sound like Mario. It's like, cambietta, rispritina il gioco. Like whatever the heck I'm saying here. I don't know Italian whatsoever. But you see what I'm saying? Like bonus learning, I guess. Another tip that I would give you, and I guess my final tip that I would suggest, is that this game, like, if this game is on your Nintendo Switch or Xbox and it's competing with other games on the Switch and Xbox, they're gonna go for the other games. Okay, you're not gonna like throw that in there and be like, they'll find it and they'll be like, let's play this game. No, they're gonna play it for 2 seconds, and then they're just gonna go right back to Mario 3D World or something. Like it's very unlikely they're gonna actually stick with this game for long enough for it to make any actual impact on them. If they already liked math facts and stuff like that, they didn't need this game. If they hate it, they're not gonna like this game. So what I recommend you do is put this on like a gaming system, whether like on a mobile device like an iPad or something, Steam or something, on like a non-internet connected computer that only like a laptop, let's say, that only has educational games, like typing games, like Opus Magnum or something like that, some kind of like programming kind of games, MATHLAND, so, and you tell them like you get unlimited screen time on this device, but no screen time on these other devices. You regulate the screen time on the other devices, right? You can say, hey, you only get like an hour per day if you've done your homework on other devices. I'm not going to tell you like how to regulate it, like whatever the heck you want. But maybe you could even allow the child to have unlimited screen time, but they've got like 5 siblings and only one of them can play at a time. So, and this is the other device, right? So if they want to do anything with screen time, then you have to use this device or whatever it might be, right? And this game is really just like, instead of, you've heard of the everyone 10 plus rating, this is more like everyone 10 minus, right? No one above 10 is going to have any value out of this. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you just have a device, they don't have phones yet, they're not addicted to other stuff yet. You can, I guess I don't know who you are. But yeah, put it on a game that has like unlimited screen time. They might play it if that's the case. Or if you force them, or if you tell them like, they get some other kind of prize if they play this game for 30 minutes a day. If you're like really monitoring that, then you know what? Like you're probably just gonna do the math fact yourself and just give them chocolate, without needing them to just like have a game to go to. Anyways, I think that's it. Really, that's all I gotta say about it. There's nothing addictive about the game whatsoever. Nothing, no problem with stepping away from the game. No problem with there being like no end to the game. The game would take you like, I don't know, 30 minutes to beat at most to collect everything, not very long either. No advertisements, no in-app purchases, no consumerism. Really nothing much, and really nothing much else either. Not much in the art department or the sound department, the story department and the writing department. There's really not much there. It's really just math facts, multiplication tables with shiny colors. That's it. All right, very cool. I hope you got something out of it. If you thought this was cool, then please subscribe and let me know in the comments if there are other games that you would like me to look at, and be happy to do so. So until next time, thanks for watching and wishing you peace.